Tension on Test Lane. Redbridge protesters have been trying to block the storage and distribution complex since the plans were submitted. Those who are against the proposal say there's a serious conflict of interest here. Southampton Council would sell the land to help resolve its financial problems, but it's the same council whose experts have recommended to give the green light for the proposal.
Now, in saying this, that's not to suggest that any such professional assessments are not done correctly, but there must inevitably be tacit pressure to comply with the financial position of this council, which is dire.
The planning meeting at the City Council has been described as chaotic. Southampton residents have been left baffled by the decision.
Many were confused, even it seemed those that sat on the panel were confused by the decision.
Councillors voted against a recommendation to approve the huge industrial site on Test Lane. But a dramatic twist has seen officials simply delay the application.
Chair, you've already taken a vote. You can't then go back and look to defend it, but the vote's been taken.
The way I understand it, I've never seen this situation before, the application is refused and then the applicant should reapply. I think that's what should happen here. Unfortunately, the history of with these developers is that they don't actually work with the local ward councillors like myself and local residents. They've not been listening enough, and that's why it's been led to this situation. If they'd listened more, we wouldn't have this chaotic situation.
Over 180 objections were lodged against the plans, along with a petition. The industrial park would be literally a stone's throw away from houses. Residents say they'd face air and noise pollution, traffic problems and loss of open spaces.
Well, some years ago, residents accepted that a development would happen on that part of the field. However, we were always led to believe that it would be light industrial. What we have now is 3 very large buildings that are in excess of 14 metres in height and trying to operate a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week operation there, which will obviously impact upon residential amenities.
The developers are Evander Properties. They say the mix of storage, distribution and business units could create 750 jobs. They also argue that businesses would benefit from direct links to the M271 and Southampton's port.
Vehicles will be physically prevented from turning left towards Glover Road. Noise levels have been reduced in line with all relevant standards and with World Health Organisation requirements. Air quality impacts have been proven to be negligible on both the residential areas and the adjacent Solent SSI and the Lower Test Marshes. And finally, it's also important for us all to remember that over a quarter of this allocated employment site will be reserved as parkland. We consider that this application represents an excellent opportunity to satisfy the significant local and national demand for much needed employment space within Southampton, and it's in accordance with adopted Southampton City Council core policy.
It's not the end of the road for this complex. The developers will try to address some of the complaints from residents. Protesters hope that dialogue will be positive.
To a degree, disappointment. It's not the absolute result that we would have liked, but what it now means is that the developer has to engage with us as residents and look at a sensible compromise to the development of that site.
It's expected the industrial park will go ahead, but with significant changes. Southampton councillors will review the application in the near future. Dale McEwen, Solent News Now.